Ever since the beginning of the King's Church, what God has done in our midst is that He has moved above and beyond any plans or ideas or strategies that we have in the perfect time to bless our congregation.
It's so evident through all this, through these 3 years, to see this is something God's doing. God has big ideas. He will continue to use the people here to declare and display His gospel and to bring people to Him.
I've seen so many new faces walk through the door. I've seen so many lives transformed, so much of God's work go through foster care and adoption.
The salvations, the baptisms, obviously, praise God, that's all Him.
He has been immensely kind and gracious to our church body, and for that, we don't get to take any credit. We simply look back and get to say thank you for all the ways that the Lord has moved, for the people that He has brought, for the work that He has done.
Honestly, it was an honor and a gift to be a part early on of setting up the church on Sunday mornings. And I have no doubt that this next move will continue to just allow us to be the church that we already are, but with our arms open wider.
The King's Church as a body doesn't need the chapel to do what the church is supposed to do. I mean, the King's Church is now declaring and displaying the gospel in the community around us.
The opportunity to move into a building like this is incredible. It's exactly the area of Lakeland that our church has a heart to reach. But to be able to have a set location where people know, oh, the King's Church, yeah, they're on South Florida, would be incredible.
We're excited to be able to add more numerically to our midst, to be able to care more for our kids, to have an expanded space for our kids' ministry, to continue to say yes to caring for the fatherless and the motherless and having space here where we can do trainings, where we can host community events, and where we can simply say yes more to the things we believe that God has called us to.
It's going to be amazing. As long as we stay true to the vision of who we are at the King's Church, and that is to seek a greater worship of King Jesus by displaying and declaring the gospel, being able to use this building to do that.
As beautiful as this building is, and as much as it allows us to grow numerically, this is not a destination in and of itself. And in fact, this building only allows us to grow to a certain number. And we actually like that. That keeps the mission of our church front and center for us. And so would you please pray that He would continue to bless our work here in Lakeland? And our church body was so excited and so bought in by this opportunity that God has opened up that they raised about 90% of the initial money that we needed in just a month's time for this chapel. And so we're really grateful for our church body giving generously. They are bought in. We would love if you would help us cross the finish line for what we need to make this purchase a reality. There might be others in your circles who are interested in what the Lord is doing at the King's Church. Would you please let them know about what God is doing so that they might consider partnering with us in the work of sharing the good news of the gospel to as many people as we possibly can?